I think just about everyone has experienced cheating on some level in this game, Escape from Tarkov.
What's cheating?
Even the people cheating in this game are dealing with the side effects of other cheaters. Now during this video, I'm not going to pretend to be someone who understands coding or even the basics of how a computer works. That's just not what's going to happen in this video at all, because that's not reality. My channel is named 10IQ Gaming for an actual reason.
That's because you're an idiot.
The knowledge I share on this channel pretty much comes from years of being someone who played normally, and also at the same time being someone dumb enough to deactivate Windows Defender and turn to the dark side. As you would have seen through the last couple of months on my channel, this cheat has gone through
Hey there, buds.
just relentless detections. It was the #1 sold cheat for Tarkov for a really long time, and it had the game just completely in a chokehold. This cheat was just destroying the game, and I made a video outlining why and my opinions how, and it's just reality. Most of the people cheating in this game use this cheat because of it's a one PC cheat. You literally need nothing to use it. All you need is a couple of dollars, a credit card, and it's just literally an unlicensed program that you install, run on your computer. The chance of getting banned while using this cheat, while this cheat was being sold, very low. Depending on how you played and how you carried yourself in raids, you could easily go an entire wipe using this cheat without being banned. Due to latest detections and all the stuff that's been happening with this cheat, times have changed. Cheating with these simple to use, easy to download cheats is just not a safe option for cheating in Tarkov anymore. You have very limited options if you want to cheat for an entire wipe undetected without a ban. That's just the reality now. The speed at which these cheats get detected these days by BSG and BattleEye, times are changing. That's something I'm going to touch on in this video. Pretty much the one issue left that BSG hasn't resolved. If they don't start getting on top of it, it will be the next biggest issue in this game, just like this cheat was for the longest time. The issue I'm going to be touching on in this video is DMA cheating, and before I get into all the ins and outs and everything involved with cheating in DMA and how it all works, I just have to stress to you just how hard it is to actually get information about these cheats and these communities firsthand from anyone in these communities. Since I started this channel and started talking on cheating roughly around, 7-8 months ago. In all that time, I've only ever managed once to actually make contact and talk to someone who uses DMA cheats and who was open to talking to me. And he actually was later found out by the seller of his cheat and was caught talking to me, and his actual cheat subscription that he paid for was terminated. Okay, these communities and these DMA cheating groups are really quiet and really close-knit when it comes to this stuff, to the point where when you actually join these communities and you actually purchase these cheats, you actually agree to a terms of service about speaking to content creators or even publicly uploading any footage of yourself using the cheat online. If you do so, you will instantly have your account terminated and you will no longer be able to use that cheat, and you'll be kicked from the community. They do not give second chances, and speaking to these guys is just really hard because they don't want to risk losing out on their cheat. They don't want to risk, being kicked from these communities because there's very few of them. They're not run like all the other cheating communities that I know of. And even being someone who was involved in that in my past, it just doesn't matter. These people just want nothing to do with anyone. They want what they're doing kept as hush as possible, and they don't want any information getting out. So it's extremely difficult for me to give you guys info on this the way I usually would be able to, because it's so readily available. It's just not the case with these DMA cheats. It's the complete opposite. Now, just bear in mind that my channel is called 10IQ. I'm no rocket scientist by any means, but I'm going to give you I'm going to just make my best effort to help you understand, to the best of my knowledge, how these cheats work and just how much someone has to go through to actually even just be eligible to use these cheats. The average gamer at home who plays Escape from Tarkov usually just plays off their one gaming PC. There might be streamers or people who are, a little bit more advanced in gaming who might record and stream on a second PC, but the, general majority of people just play off one gaming PC, and that's all, that's really needed. But for someone to make the decision to move to DMA, they have to upgrade to a second PC. And in doing that, you can find second PCs for cheap, maybe like an ex-government one on sale or something online somewhere. They are available. Some cheating communities or websites will link you to cheaper PCs, but with spare parts, you can get it done fairly cheaply. A couple of $100. Once you have your second PC, you are going to need the actual DMA device. Pretty much all of these devices come from one particular place.
It comes from China.
And I'm pretty sure from the research that I did, pretty much the place that this whole entire concept came from is actually...
comes from China. I want to be accurate.
So these are basically just the bare necessities needed to use DMA cheats. So as you can see, for someone to go down this path, this isn't the same as making the silly choice to just download a one-off program one day and just one emotional choice after a bad week of playing the game. This is a decision someone makes and goes through with. That's a path someone goes down who it's almost like if you line up the different types of murder, it's like first degree cheating. This is planned. It's an entire process that you have to go through. And this is about as sophisticated as it gets when it comes to cheating. And if you just stop here and you just use this setup that I just explained and showed you, you can just run radar or walls or just read memory on a second screen attached to your second PC. And this is by far just the safest, most undetected method. And once again, just like the last cheat that completely took over and ruined Escape from Tarkov, this exact same method of cheating is instantly detected by Vanguard and other anti-cheats, and BattleEye just has no answer for it once again. Now, if someone wants to go further down that road from just reading memory, and from what I've read and looked into, it's a little bit more riskier. There's even more of the road someone can go down. I'm not going to pretend I'm a professional scholar at any of this. This is just what I've researched. This is after a little bit of research, basic knowledge. I'm probably going to get this stuff wrong, but you can then add a KM box, which attaches to via a USB to another device, which then your mouse, you plug your mouse into it, and then it can control aimbot. It sends it through the second PC so that the first PC just assumes that it's your actual mouse doing the movement. So it's a part of, if you want to use the cheats aimbot, you have to have this. And then on top of that, if you're someone who wants to move the ESP box off your second monitor onto your main gaming monitor so that you have ESP on your actual gaming monitor that's stream proof, you then get a fuser also. This is what, if someone was streaming, this is what someone would have to use if they're streaming. They would get a fuser and then they would overlay their ESP and their image on top of their gaming monitor, so they are seeing the skeletons and the ESP, but their stream is only seeing the actual game's image. It's just so in depth. My knowledge on it is not that great. Like I said, I was just an idiot who used a simple one PC cheat you download and use that's a couple of dollars. This stuff is just so much more in depth. I couldn't sit here and give you an in-depth analysis of it, or like give you every little... There's so much further you can go down this road. You can be safe from what I've read and just read memory and use walls and radar, or you can go further down the road and use these aimbots and put the overlay on your screen. And the reality is, the features that you have with these cheats are like, they're flat out getting detected on these one PC cheats. From what I've seen, these DMA cheats are able to use unlimited stamina, just all these other features that you just can't get away with on one PC cheats continuously anymore. These DMA cheats are pulling it off because it's all being done on the second PC. It's not being read on the first. And it's just insane how, if this continues to get worse, you know, the more rage-bound cheats, it's going to be more common again. As you're seeing with the guys that are using this stuff, they're getting banned, but because their cheats aren't getting detected, because they're using DMA, you know, it takes a lot longer to ban these guys. And the only reason they're getting banned is for having ridiculous stats. Reports don't do anything anymore. Someone could get reported, like just this last week, I've watched like 5-6 of Suddenly Toasted streams, and he must get reported by every single person he kills. If he fights a team and he kills one person in that team, he's getting accused of being a cheater by the entire rest of the team. So then you think in your head, this guy is just getting reported all day long by entire teams, everything, and it just does nothing. Reports do nothing. I think the only time they take reports into account is when your account has been flagged by a suspiciously high headshot rating, or a suspiciously high KD, or a suspiciously high accuracy rating. Certain things would trigger a manual review. That's when reports would come into it. That's pretty much the only way these guys using DMAs are getting caught, is by manual review and someone looking at their account and saying, no, this isn't human, what they're achieving, and then banning them with no cheat detection. That's about as far as in-depth as I can go past the first initial bit of information I can give you, the basic information. I'd have to do more research on it, but it's just so in-depth, and... yeah, I'm not a very smart person. I'll just call it what it is. There's a lot involved in this, and just even reading this, it's a lot to take in. So I'm explaining it the best I can. I'm sorry if it's confusing. It's the best I can do. I tried to gather as much information as I could for you guys for this video, but as you can see, just to even enter these communities, most of the time it's via an invite. You also have to prove you have a DMA card. You also have to prove, you have to take a picture of your computer with the DMA card installed. You also have to go through other hoops, and it's just so closely guarded, these communities, and there's just so few of them. I think I'm going to be wrong, I'm going to take a guess and say there's probably only around 5 to 10 cheap providers that are currently selling DMA cards, and not DMA cards, but like the actual cheats and the firmware for Tarkov. There's not many, and from someone that I've spoken to, he said just in his community there's maybe around 500 to 1,000 members, and you know, I remember when I was dumb enough to make the choice to download and use a one PC cheat, and just how easy it was. And I remember throughout time, I was seeing people that were, I'll call them career cheaters, people that just cheat full time, non-stop, and that's just what they do when they play video games. I noticed those guys progressing more towards DMA, and the way they would talk about it was just like it was the creme de la creme of cheating. Like, once you get to that stage in cheating, it's as far as you can go, and it's, you know, it's leagues beyond the cheats that Tarkov has had an issue with up till this day. I mean, it took Tarkov 3 years just to finally get control of the one cheat that was wreaking havoc. That was a read-only cheat that was really hard to detect. And now that these DMAs are becoming more and more available, now that getting a second computer is a lot easier to do, and now that more of these communities are growing and more of them are coming along, and there's more cheat providers adding DMA cheats to their selection of cheats, it's just going to become more of an issue. And, you know, being that it took BattlEye and BSG so long just to detect simple read-only cheats that didn't have any features, and so many people gravitated towards that, and it just took such a hold on Tarkov for so long, this is where cheating is going to progress to, because nothing else is safe. Nothing else is a sure bet other than this. And I'm starting to see it more and more on my channel. More and more people are progressing to DMA. More cheaters are, you know, moving towards that path. And it's just, I can't see BSG and BattlEye having an answer for it quickly. And for people that play this game and they don't want to be cheated on, this is going to be the next issue. This is going to be something that BattlEye, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how they're going to do it, but this is going to be the next thing. And already over in Call of Duty, there's a content creator, Nuke Jesus, I think he's called. I'll show you a picture of his channel now. He actually, out of the top 250 teams in Call of Duty, he exposed that 80 of them had one or more members of each team that was actually in one of these DMA cheating communities for Call of Duty. So that's 80 out of 250. So, and they're the professional top 250 players. And if you think about that, 80 out of 250, it's starting to become more common. And, you know, I've had a look around. I've done the best research I can. Like, I really look into this stuff when I do these videos for my channel. And this is by far one of the hardest things that I've found to investigate, because it's just, everywhere I've gone to is just a dead end. And the verification and the processes that you need to go through to join these communities and even just get the smallest bit of information is just too much. And I've never seen anything like it. It's concerning, because I just seeing what cheats have done to Tarkov, and I feel bad for the people that stuck that entire phase out and went through the years of BSG finally getting a hold of the cheats that were ruining the game. And then there's only going to be one place cheaters go, and there's a reason cheaters preferred that particular cheat, was because of its safety. And the only next option after that is this. And that's why whenever I go to these cheating communities now, just about every order for a DMA card, there's a backlog, there's a back date, you have to pre-order, there's weeks waiting. It's all coming from China, and more people are doing it. And this is where cheating's going to go. This is what cheating's going to become. I might do a part 2 to this video and touch on each subject a little bit more and maybe go a little bit more in depth and try and get some more information. I'll see what I can do and I'll keep you guys updated. I've already got a little bit of backlash from some of these communities for even just speaking on this. And I've got guys mass reporting my channel and, you know, all this other stuff. And I don't know, like me reporting on an issue isn't going to affect your cheating business whatsoever. You know, it's just me simply reporting on it, and people aren't dumb. People know this stuff's going on. It's been going on for a while, and the more people that, you know, progress to doing this, you know, these guys are going to get pushed into the spotlight more and more. And as I've seen already, they don't like it. They really don't.